Welkom bij les 11. Welcome to lesson 11. Today we're going to talk about the verb to have, and as well as cover a few left out words and phrases that we should have covered in lesson 1 through 10 on lesson 11 of Easy Dutch 101. In Dutch, the verb to have is pronounced hebben. Hebben. And here we have the chart fully conjugated in the present tense. So we have ik heb. Remember the B is pronounced like a P. Jij hebt. Hij, zij en het heeft. And wij, jullie en zij are of course going to be the same as the infinitive. Hebben. Now, let's make some sentences. Ik heb een pen. Ik heb een pen. For I have a pen. Pretty simple. Jij hebt een kopje. Of course, you could also replace the jij with je and say je hebt een kopje. For you have a cup. Heeft hij een doos? Now, this sentence directly translated says, has he a box? You don't say, does he have a box? We say does in English, but they don't do that in Dutch. Has he a box? Heeft hij een doos? And if he does have a box, then you can say it like this. Heeft hij een doos? Ja, de man heeft een doos. Now, of course, this means the man, but you pronounce it man. Man. De man. Ja, de man heeft een doos. Yes, the man has a box. Now, you may remember when we were talking about inversion before, but how come there's no inversion here? Ja, this is a simple one-word answer. And in that case, you don't use inversion. There are still some other words that use inversion, and we'll be going over those in the next few lessons. De vrouw heeft ook een doos. The woman has also a box. De vrouw heeft ook een doos. Hoeveel tafels heb jij? Remember hoeveel from a previous lesson means how many. How many tables do you have? Now here we see inversion again. We always use inversion in a question. How many tables? And we don't say do here. How many tables have you? How many tables do you have? We hebben 300 tafels. We have 300 tables. 300 tables, huh? Dat is veel. Veel. This word means many, much, or a lot. Dat is veel. I could also say it's too many. Dat is te veel. Te veel. Now, te can mean too as in too many. It has a few other functions too, but we won't talk about those just yet. Dat is te veel. That is too many. Waarom heb jij zoveel tafels? Why is waarom heb je zoveel? Now we just learned that the veel means many, much, or a lot. And the zo in front of it means so, just like in English, so. So this means, why do you have so many tables? Remember the heb je here. It's in a question, so we use inversion. And since we're talking about ya, we remove the T from the heb. Why do you have so many tables? I don't know. Ik weet het niet. Literally, this means I know it not. But this is how you say I don't know in Dutch. I know it not. Now, weet is only used for this kind of sentence. If you're saying I know that person, then you'll use a different verb, which we'll cover later. Now, as a second section of this video, we're going to cover some more of the words and phrases that we really should have covered before, but kind of sort of left out. Alsjeblieft. Now, you've probably already seen or heard this word once or twice if you've been studying a lot of Dutch videos, but I feel the need to include things like please and thank you and you're welcome, things like that, just to complete my lessons. So here we have alsjeblieft. Now don't worry, this word is not as hard as it looks at first. Als je blieft. Now you see an SJ here, so you're going to pronounce it like an SH. So alsjeblieft. This word has two functions. It can mean please, and it can also mean here you go. Like if I give someone a gift, I can say alsjeblieft. Or if I need something, I can say, can I have that alsjeblieft? Now, if you're talking to the king or the president or someone quite a bit older than you are, or you just want to be formal with someone, then you use the second form of this word. You simply change the JE to TU and pronounce it alstublieft. 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 We have a few different ways of saying thank you. First one is bedankt, 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 which simply means thanks. We can also say dank je, dank je. And if you want to make this formal, replace the je with an u. Don't say dank you, that sounds a little bit strange. It should be pronounced dank u. So, dank je and dank u. Now, if you want to say thank you very much, then you add the word wel to the end, which kind of just makes the dank je a little stronger. The word wel doesn't really translate into English. Dank je wel, or dank u wel. In here, the most common way of saying you're welcome, this is rather hard, especially if you haven't mastered the G yet. Graag gedaan. Graag gedaan. Yes, it is definitely a little hard on the first time. Now, the word graag has a few different functions in Dutch, but most of the time you can translate it as the word gladly, meaning this is actually gladly done. Graag gedaan. So now we've covered to have in the present tense, as well as please and thank you and you're welcome. So have you got a couple of friends that you're learning Dutch with as well? It's a very good thing if you have. Start speaking to each other if you haven't already, because it's great practice for speaking and listening. I've been using this one with you for quite a while as well, and never did really explain it. Tot de volgende keer. You already know tot and de. Tot means until, and de is the. Volgende means next. Now, that's not the same as I'm next to this person, but rather it means next, as in the next in line, or the next day, or the next year, something like that. And keer is one word for time. So, tot de volgende keer, until the next time. Which is what I'm saying to you now. Tot de volgende keer.